Hey, what's going on? It's Thursday, March 12th, 2009, and I was just getting some stuff done for this wedding I got to do on Saturday night, you know, testing out the lights and all that good stuff, and, going through some paperwork. But I thought I'd do a quick video, and this video is going to be mainly designed for our new upstart DJs and those who are thinking about becoming a DJ, mainly our younger crowd. You know, maybe if you're like 11, 12, 13 years old and thinking about becoming a mobile DJ, or maybe, 14, 15, however old you are, if you're thinking about becoming a mobile DJ, then this is going to be for you, okay? This is what I'm mainly gearing this toward. Now, I've gotten a few emails from some of our younger guys who have been watching, and especially one this past week who's 11 years old, who was telling me that they like what we do and they like watching the videos. Now, I'm not going to say any names, okay? I just didn't want to do that. So, but I'm going to tell you basically what this 11-year-old told me. And this 11-year-old is pretty smart for an 11-year-old. I have to admit that. You know, I really enjoyed exchanging emails with them. But they were telling me that they have watched the videos, they've watched Jonathan's videos, they've watched my videos, and they like what they see and they want to become a DJ. And they said they've actually emailed other DJs asking them for advice and things like that. And some of these other DJs have said, you're too young, go off and play with your toys or whatever, and kind of being rude to them, you know what I'm saying? And telling them that they don't need to be thinking about that. Well, let me just say this, okay? Whether you're 11, 12, 13, 40, whatever age you are, and you're thinking about becoming a DJ or whatever you want to do with your life, it's never too early to start thinking about that. And don't let anybody ever tell you that you're too young, you're never going to make it or anything like that. It's not true, okay? It's never too young to start thinking about being a DJ, because most DJs, we have it in our blood since we were born. I will tell you something. I first knew I wanted to be a DJ when I was 5 years old. Yeah, really. I was in the sandbox in my preschool with my best friend, and I remember telling him that I wanted to be on the radio when I grew up. And he told me he was going to become a basketball player. Well, the thing is, he and I are still friends to this day. And I went and saw him not too long ago, actually about 2 years ago. And we were sitting there talking about that very thing. Well, he never became a basketball player, but he does coach baseball, and he got a job and things like that. So, he still is active in sports. But, the point is that don't ever let your dreams get the best of you or anything like that. Or don't ever let anybody shoot your dreams down, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because it's never too early to start thinking about things like that. I mean, I can remember being in first grade, telling my first grade teacher that I was going to be on the radio. And here's the irony in that, okay? A couple years ago, I went and saw my first grade teacher. She's still teaching at the same elementary school that I used to go to when I was in elementary school in Dallas, Texas, back in the early 80s. And we were talking about that very thing. And I took her a tape of me on the radio, and she said that really warmed her heart, because she said she can remember me being a little kid, when I was learning how to write, talking about how I wanted to be a DJ, and how I wanted to do this and that, and it transpired. That's what I became. And I did become a radio DJ, and, well, now I'm a mobile DJ as well. So, it does work out. And, again, don't let anybody ever try to shoot down your dreams and tell you that you can't do anything or you're too young or anything like that. It's never too, you're never too young to start thinking about what you want to do, because you're at an age right now, especially if you're, maybe teenagers, maybe preteens, you're at an age right now where your future is wide open. I mean, right now you may want to become a DJ, and maybe, 2 or 3 years down the line, once you get in high school or wherever, you may think, oh, well, I don't really want to become a DJ. I want to become a fireman, or maybe you want to become a doctor, whatever. I mean, you may change your mind 10 times between now and the time you graduate high school. That's okay. You're at a point right now where your future's wide open, and don't let anybody ever tarnish your dreams and try and tell you that you shouldn't be thinking about your future, because it's never too early to start thinking about that, okay? Now let me tell you a little bit some more about how I got to where I am. Like I said, even when I was in first grade, I was talking about becoming a DJ, and even in middle school, I was looking at that. I thought that was cool, and when I was, I guess about 5th grade, I believe it was, I was about 11 years old. I used to call all the radio stations in town, and I used to call them up, and I used to torment the heck out of them. Okay, what do I mean by that? Well, I'd call them up, and request all these songs, like 10 million songs a night, and I would just lay on the phones in the middle of the night, whenever I didn't have school the next day, and I would bug them. I'd tell the DJ, that I didn't like what they were playing, could they play something different, and all this other stuff, try to argue with them. I mean, I was a DJ's nightmare, okay, when it comes to things like that. So, anyway, it was, I just loved doing that, because I loved playing around and, calling DJs up, just kind of annoying them. I mean, I know that's kind of bad for a kid to do, but that's what I used to do. And then I remember one night I actually won an album. I was the 8th caller at a radio station, and I won an album, and they put me on the air, and I thought that was the coolest thing, being able to be put on the radio. You know, I mean, because I'd always wanted to be a DJ, and I told the DJ that answered the phone. I told him that I wanted to be a DJ, and that that's where I wanted my future to go. And he said, "Well, just make sure you don't ever take over my job." You know, but I mean, I can remember being 11, 12 years old thinking about that. I remember putting headphones on in my bedroom, sitting there listening to music, trying to mix the music and things like that, thinking, oh man, this would be so cool. And I would even make tapes of myself, practicing talking and things like that. See, there's nothing wrong with that if you're 11, 12, 13 years old. That's where it all starts. And when I got into high school, I decided to take drama because we really didn't have any classes geared toward broadcasting. And so I took drama, and I'll tell you right now, drama is a real good class that you can take. If you're, maybe getting ready to go into middle school or something like that, see if you can take a drama class and learn acting. I mean, that'll help bring you out of your shell. It'll really help you out a lot. Trust me on that one, okay? But when I went through high school, I did a lot of plays and things like that. But beginning my junior year of high school, they offered a TV production class at my high school. And it was pretty neat because we actually had some TV equipment, a nice camera and all that, and we programmed our morning announcements over closed circuit TV all over the school. So the students got to watch the announcements on the TV, which I know probably at a lot of schools nowadays they probably do that, but that was pretty new back then. And it was pretty neat because we had one of our local TV stations that actually donated a news set to us. And we did that. We produced it every morning, and that was a lot of fun. I got to learn some of the behind the scenes things on how to run a camera, and also what you do in front of the camera. As far as being a talent, that was pretty neat too. And I got to learn a lot of things from that. And TV was originally where I wanted to go, but then I got into college, and I thought, well, I'll start out in radio and then move into TV from there. Well, I tell you what though, radio really showed my passion because I love music, and so what I did was when I was in college, we had a campus radio station. And I took a class, and they taught us everything there was to know about music and about, being on the radio, what a CD was. I mean, even the basic stuff, all the way up to, how to talk on the air and things like that. And part of our grade was to go on the air on the campus radio station. It was a rock station, actually, an AM rock station, and they taught us how to do that. I had a really great teacher, and he taught us everything that we needed to know, and part of our grade, like I said, every week was to go on the air and produce our own show. Okay? Well, when I got out of college, what I decided to do is I decided to just put applications in at every radio station that I could. And when I moved over to Pensacola, Florida, that's exactly what I did. And, I finally got a job at one of our local radio stations. Actually, it was a sister station of the radio station I work at now. They were an oldies format, and they needed somebody to be in a gator suit, dress up in a gator suit whenever they go out and broadcast. That's what I did. And, I did that for a while, and finally ended up getting on the air. And, and now I'm working at the #1 radio station in the market, still where I'm at now. And I mean, I'm really happy about that. Now, as far as becoming a mobile DJ, I'll just tell you how that ended up happening. I started having a lot of my listeners calling me up asking me, hey, do you do weddings? Do you do school dances? I said, nah, I never got into that. Well, back in 1998, my sister got married. And we were at her wedding reception. We were watching what the DJ did. And my mom looked at me and she said, you know what? I think you'd be good at that. I think, you could do that, what he does. So I talked to him, and, it just kind of I guess that's the beginning of my mobile DJ career right there, because I thought, well, you know what? That's a lot of fun. I think I could probably do that. And, like a lot of you, I started, researching Mobile Beat Magazine and things like that. And, I talked to other mobile DJs, and I eventually started my own business. And, now that's my primary job now is my mobile DJ business. And you know what? I love it because I love making people happy. I love being a part of their, weddings and things like that, the happiest day of their life. And, that's kind of where it started out for me. But you know what? If I hadn't been a little kid, somebody would have shot my dreams down saying, hey, you're never going to become a DJ, you're too young and all that other stuff. Well, I may not be where I'm at now. So there is nothing wrong at all with you dreaming about what you want to do and, where you want to go with your future if you want to become a DJ. I say go for it, and I say keep your dream alive, and don't ever let anybody tell you that you're too young to start thinking about that, because you're never too young to start thinking about what you want to do. Okay, almost out of time, and that's where I'm going to leave this, but if you guys have any questions at all, just feel free to drop me an email. I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have, especially if you're a younger person and want to know, how to get into mobile DJing and what you need to do. My only advice for you right now is if you're, say, within that 11 to 14-year-old bracket there, just watch the YouTube videos and just learn right now, and then later on you'll see where things go. Okay, that's the best thing you can do, and again, if you have any questions, just feel free to drop me a comment down here or drop me an email. I certainly do welcome that anytime. Practice and enjoy.